What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Front Yard Fantasy Hour presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-host, John Luke. What's up, JL?
Feels like you're really coming into your own, like, as always. You got it now, Simon. Feels like it's really been developing the last few months.
I didn't trust that it was as always for about a year
as
there.
Always.
You're here consistently enough, JL, now that I can say that with some conviction at this point.
You're still not sure, but...
When Josh comes back after that trip in space, it might get a little bit less confident whenever I say as always. Guys,
I'm the one who's on the show the most. I'll just say that.
That is true. Guys, joining us as well today, two more members of the Front Yard fam. We've got Joey Wright and G-Men Jay with us as well. What's up, guys?
Do we know that Josh is actually coming back for sure? Like, has somebody made contact with him?
We never know that, though.
Or is he, making poop potatoes on Mars or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's doing, trying to terraform the planet with poop potatoes specifically, so we'll see if that works out. His own poop potatoes, yes, of course. And guys, also joining us today is a very special guest and great friend of the show, Steven Johnson. For those of you that do not know Steven, he is a fantasy analyst and has the best meat sticks, not just this side of the Mississippi, both sides of the Mississippi. One of the best voices in the fantasy football space. And now that it's Scott Fishbowl season, if you need an Avi, he's working over there with SFB Avi Makers as well. Steven, thank you so much for joining us today.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me. Excited as always. I got the text from Jay, like, let's roll. I need some revenge. I think I'm 0-4 at this point too.
I'm so excited to play Fantasy Fortune.
The text just read, "You're up, son."
Oh, it's my time. I got this. We called you up today to try to get that first W, Steven. And today we are doing something a little bit different. We are playing Fantasy Fortune, but we are doing Teams Fantasy Fortune. So you're going to be working together with your bud Joey up there, going up against Jay and JL in a 2v2 matchup of our game, Fantasy Fortune. Before we get started with that, though, we got some people in the chat ready. Mr. Scamper said, "Hey, everybody's."
Hey, everybody's.
The S on the end there for some reason made me read this in Jar Jar Binks' voice, like I immediately just like, "Yes, everybody's." And stuff.
You've been watching way too much Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I've been watching.
You need to start every show with that now. Like that's your go-to.
Hey, everybody's.
What did you start our meeting with the other day? You're like, "Yeah, I had a dream last night. I was Star Wars universe mixed Lord of the Rings."
No, it was the Purge. It was the Purge and Star Wars mixed together. I was in a Purge-like scenario, but everyone had like laser blasters and lightsabers and stuff.
You gotta pace yourself, Simon. Too much Star Wars.
I'm just trying to power through it.
Sounds like a little Rick and Morty mixed in there as well.
For sure. There was one woman who lured a man into a giant seashell, and when it closed, and reopened, he was gone, and she had turned into a giant neon butterfly. So you can only assume she consumed him. And at that point, I awoke from said dream.
Been there.
We've got Maria in here. Said delayed flights normally, boo. But delayed flights when FYF is on, woohoo!
Dame, hi,
what's
Maria.
Up? Welcome in, Dame. Glad to have you here. And Mr. Scamper said, as sometimes. Yeah, I'll use that for Josh when he comes back.
As sometimes.
What's up, Albert? Welcome back. Glad to have you here. And Albert had a question for us.
Ooh.
He said, what do you think of the Jarvis Landry signing? And I had to look this one up. I missed that. It looks like he just signed with the New Orleans Saints. Yes. So, Steven, we're going to come to you first. Do you have an immediate reaction to this Jarvis Landry signing?
It's just like it doesn't move the needle for me much. Like, yeah, they could probably use another veteran, a healthy veteran, because it sounds like Michael Thomas is still having his troubles.
Yeah, like how you say veteran.
with recovering from all of the fun that he's had with his ankle, but
I guess for me, I'm in agreement with you. It doesn't have that big of an impact on Jarvis Landry for me, but what it does impact is some of the excitement I had for Chris Olave in that offense, right? Like it seemed like there was just this vacuum where if a rookie was going to step up and be that guy that kind of contributed to fantasy early, it was going to be Olave. And now I have less confidence in that. I'm less interested in him for redraft. Joey, what about you? How do you feel about this signing?
Yeah, I think it might just be the telling sign that Michael Thomas is not going to be on the field when the season starts. I mean, I know Michael Thomas isn't a slot receiver like in the same way that Jarvis Landry is, but while it brings my Olave stock down a little bit, I'm not terrified about it.
And my take was more for redraft, not for dynasty. Like long term,
yeah. But even redraft, like if Thomas is not on the field, Olave is going to get some work, even with Jarvis Landry now on the field.
Absolutely. JL, anything you guys wanted to add about this Jarvis Landry signing?
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't make me worry about Olave at all. He's going to be more the big play threat. Landry and Michael Thomas are the guys who are going to operate in the same part of the field as he lovingly referred to as slant boy. So it brings, depending on the value, I was kind of interested in Michael Thomas, but with this signing, like you guys have said, it brings him down for this year for me.
Jill, I'm guessing based on your facial reaction, you had never heard that nickname. That was the first time you've heard that.
No, it sounds borderline offensive. But that's okay. Yeah, I'm not. I am not super excited. I think that this team has some fundamental flaws that they need to address. I don't think it's like they're a Jarvis Landry away from being an effective offense.
What team is a Jarvis Landry away? No,
the Rams. I don't know.
I don't think
it seems like that's just icing on the cake at that point.
Like, this will fix our problem. We just gotta plug in one Jarvis Landry.
Super saturation. It's not really. Yeah.
We got Julian in the chat. What's up, Julian? Let's go. Mr. Scampers wishing safe travels to Maria, and we will all wish safe travels to Maria. Sorry if I spoke for you guys.
Everybody all at the same time. Safe
1,
travels.
2, 3.
Okay.
Safe travels.
Beautiful. Safe travels.
Justin, what's up? Happy Friday. Welcome in. And Julian said, "Jail face the slant boy. Show the replay." Yeah, we'll have to clip that whenever Jay said it. His face just immediately was like, "Oh, you can't say that." Guys, before we get started with our game today, a couple reminders. Number one, if you are not already following our guest on Twitter, go and remedy that right now. Like we said at the beginning of the show, he's an incredible fantasy analyst. And if you're looking for an avatar or for some meat sticks, the hookup is right there on his Twitter. So make sure you guys go follow him over there. It is right there below his face on the screen. After you do that, if you are watching this, that means you're already on the FanDuel, Twitch, or YouTube channels. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to FanDuel and give a like to this video to let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing right here. Then after that, FanDuel has a whole team of awesome content creators across a multitude of platforms. So make sure you're following them on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They're at FanDuel on every single one of those. Easy to find, and it's a must do. So guys, after you do all of that, then just sit back, I don't know, grab a beer, watch us, mock us, maybe tell a couple jokes, whatever you want to do. And we are going to play some Fantasy Fortune. That's what we're about to do. So I'm going to pull this game up. We've got teams going on today. We've got Jail and Jay going up against Joey and Steven. So I'll explain the slight changes in rules that we are going to do to adjust for teams. How this game works. This is a lot like the popular television show Wheel of Fortune, but with a fantasy or NFL twist. Instead of spinning a wheel, contestants are going to be answering 50-50 NFL or fantasy related trivia questions. If the contestant answering the question gets it right, their teammate will get to guess a letter for the puzzle. We will alternate back and forth which teammate is answering questions, which teammate is adding letters. If you get a question right, your team will get to go again if you get the question and the letter right. You can do this up to 3 times. So 3 times in a row, you can be right, banking money each and every time along the way. But after that 3rd time of getting it right, you will have 5 seconds to solve the puzzle, which if you cannot, we will move on to the other team, but you will get to bank that money at any point on your turn or your teammate's turn, except after a question has started being asked, you can solve the puzzle. Solving the puzzle, if you do it correctly, immediately ends the round or your turn if you're wrong. If you get it correct, the money that you have put into your round bank will be added into your total bank. Unless you have less than 1,000, at which point a minimum of $1,000 will be added. We'll do puzzles like this until the end of the show, or we run out of puzzles, at which point the team with the most points will, or we die. Honestly, it probably doesn't even have to be we. If one of us dies on stream, I imagine
we'll probably have to stop.
I'd say we'll probably have to go 2. Like,
can we get a ruling on this, Statty FanDuel?
That's what the remove from show button is for.
Right. Just prop the other one up, like,
how many of us have to die before we stop streaming?
Yeah, can we get a hard count here?
And I would like you, Simon, for the rest of the show, refer to us, combine our first names and call us Team JL, please.
Okay, Team JL, J-A-Y-L.
That just means I'm L. Makes sense, I guess.
And then Steven and Joey, do you guys have a name for your team?
Steven, let's pick a wrestling name.
Which one should we do?
Wrestle time.
Yeah.
That just sounds
Huddle
weird.
lock.
Beautiful.
Let's just do it.
Flippy
Do you just
floopy.
want to be the elite since we're going to win this?
Absolutely. Let's
Yeah,
do
we'll
it.
be the elite.
That's not a
I like-
wrestling word. That's just
I
a
like
normal
wrestle.
word.
No,
I
but
like
it is.
wrestle
It is
time
the elite.
better. Wrestle
The
time was really
Elite.
good.
The elite. He doesn't even know what
You can make a catchy tune about any word, Joey.
Yeah.
Be fantastic. Be fantastic. It's not a wrestling word.
I don't know. I used to chant that every time I was on the wrestling mat in high school. So, Joe, maybe you're just not familiar with the sport. Is what's going on.
I like
I've
the
never even
spelling
heard
of
of it. I
JL.
didn't even know this was a sport. Something I do with my brothers.
It is JL versus the Elite. Guys, we do not have a toss-up puzzle, so we are going to jump straight into our first round. JL and Jay, you guys are actually going to go first on this one. And JL, you are going to be answering a question first, which means, Jay, you will be responsible for guessing the letter.
And Mr. Chambers said, how do you split the points if it goes to a three-way?
And don't we all want to know? That's a pretty tough one.
Question of like young scans.
I don't think any of us know how to handle a three-way. JL, are you ready for your question, or would you like to solve the
Maybe
puzzle?
Joey. Question, please. I'm gonna get it out of chat.
Good call. That is a good reminder to all of our contestants. Make sure you guys are in the private chat, not in the comments. Our viewers are generally much smarter than we are and get the puzzles well before we do.
I felt like a teacher's pet right there when I said
Glad you
that.
said that.
Excuse me. There's people cheating in here.
We're
JL, are you ready for your
do
first
all of our homework, right? Cool, because I did it. Just saying.
JL, are you ready for your first question?
Yeah.
Okay, my question for you is, according to Fantasy Data ADP, who was drafted earlier last season? So in 2021, who was drafted earlier? Was it Josh Jacobs or was it Javonte Williams?
That is a good question. I'll go with Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is correct. He was the RB18 being drafted at 33 overall and Javonte Williams was down there at 51.7, about the 25th running back off the board. Nice job,
Is it
JL.
18 and 25?
18 and 25 is what I believe I said. Yep.
That makes sense.
I thought Javonte was lower.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Jay, what question would you like? Or what letter would you
What
like?
question? I would like an easy question, please.
That's too bad.
Go with an S.
Don't screw this up,
S.
Jay.
There is one S, Jay. That's going to add 500 to your total. And Jay, now it's your turn. So you guys can decide. Do you want another question? Do you want to buy a vowel or would you like to solve?
Let's go with another question.
Yeah, I would say another question, or Jay, like this one, I'm fine buying vowels because it's just going to be short, probably. So if you wanted to, we could.
Let's buy an. Do we want to discuss or can we
go ahead.
discuss?
You pick.
Let's go with an I.
An I.
Not what I would have picked.
Bonk. No I's in this puzzle, which means we are moving on to the
What the
next
heck takes
team.
the eye?
Steven, I kind of want to solve.
Oh,
I'll do it and bonk.
Do it, coward.
Because
Bonk
let me just
yourself,
say,
Joey.
I know how they do the show, and I
looked at
like,
the answers.
I've watched enough that I think I know how this is going to play out.
You know what?
Do it, coward.
Do it.
coward.
Do it.
Let's see.
Do it.
Let's move up to the name here if you can do this.
Okay, we want to solve.
Okay. What's it going to be?
It's Brian Edwards.
It is Brian Edwards. Joey, you got that one exactly right. And you know what? Maybe with the news that came out today,
That's
it's pretty
why.
dry in the offseason this time of year. And that was a little bit of news, the morsel of fantasy news we got to talk about today. So I did put Brian Edwards in there. That is going to put $1,000 in your round bank for correctly getting that one right. We had some guesses in the chat. We had Dolph Lundgren, so close. Miles Sanders, Odell Beckham, Aaron Rodgers, DeAndre Hopkins, Marky Andrews. It's wrestle time.
Now that's a wrestle word.
That is a wrestle word. And Julian said Marky Andrews would have been nuts. Yeah, and that would have been really rude of me to put up there. Guys, before we move on to our next puzzle, though, Steven, I'll start with you. Do you have any interest in Brian Edwards here in Atlanta now that he's been traded, or is it just, man?
I think I speak for all of us when you say you can just go ahead and move on to the next puzzle. But
I mean, honestly, I kind of do like him as a late flyer. I think he could use the change of scenery. And honestly, if I'm at the end of like a draft with a longer bench, it's honestly up for discussion for me to take him just to see how things go. Like he's got that pedigree there. He's shown some spurts. He just hasn't put it all together. But there's not much in Atlanta to fight with for targets. So, I think there's worse players you can throw a very late round draft pick at.
I'm glad you qualified there at the end because that's similar to how I'm feeling. Like my immediate reaction was like, oh, this is probably good for him. But then the more I think about it, this is the late round flyer territory. This is the guy you take in the last round if he's available, if he's sitting there. Joey, anything to add about Bryan Edwards in Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, I think he can have some success. And I kind of mentioned this earlier that I think that Bryan Edwards going to the Falcons just clears out the target shares in Las Vegas with Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. So I think that we'll see them get some more work than
Joey,
more with Hunter Renfrow. I saw my mom talk and then I started stumbling. I am ready to rumble. Thank you.
I was going to say,
Joey
can you confirm if you are ready to rumble? Are you here to play this game?
I'm here to play the game. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Nice job, Steven and Joey. That is going to add $1,000 to your round bank or to your total bank. And we are going to load up the next puzzle. Our next puzzle is called Shit Fantasy Analysts Say. So this is going to be some shit that might come out of a fantasy analyst's mouth.
Is the shit the noun here or the adjective?
It's a noun. It is a noun.
Okay,
but this could be, I guess you could call it shit fantasy analysts say. It could be both, but it's just one in there. That is the noun that we are going with. And since Steven and Joey got that first one, that means we're going to start with JL and Jay.
I feel like whatever this is going to hit home. Like
JL,
I probably
please.
read this phrase like 600
probably
times
said it,
on
to
my
be honest.
timeline just today.
You're ready for Joey to answer it as soon as we figure it
Go
out.
ahead, Joey.
Jay,
JL, please check your Slack. I have a question. That's it. Okay. Thank you.
that's what it says.
That would
Jay-
be things Jay and Joey say.
Jay, it is going to be your question here. Are you ready?
I'm ready to rumble.
We're going to go back to some ADP from 2021 questions. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Who was
Not really.
drafted earlier last season? Was it Mike Evans or was it Chris Godwin?
Redraft and PPR.
Redraft PPR. Yeah. Just to clarify, all of these questions are going to be redraft PPR questions unless I specify dynasty.
I think I know you love Mike Evans, but he seems to always be underrated. So I'm going to go with Chris Godwin.
I'm sorry, Jay. Mike Evans is the correct answer, being drafted 38th overall. Chris Godwin down there at 48th overall, according to ADP. So about a round difference between these two guys in last year's ADP. Now, something to maybe take into account here is this ADP aggregates from a bunch of people, not just fantasy analysts. I think maybe there's Chris Godwin doesn't have the name value that Mike Evans does, maybe outside of like the analyst community. But I mean, they're both superstars, so that could just be conjecture right there. Joey.
Yes.
It's Steven's turn to answer a question because you solved the puzzle last time. So we're going to go to Steven. Steven, are you ready for your first question?
I believe you, Steven.
Okay. My question for you, Steven, is who was drafted earlier last season, 2021? This is PPR redraft. Who was drafted earlier? Was it Allen Robinson or was it DJ Moore?
It was Allen Robinson.
It absolutely was Allen Robinson. You got that one right. Which letter would you like, Joey?
Let's go with T.
Don't screw it up for your teammate. What'd you say?
T.
T. There are
I didn't screw it
1, 2,
up.
3, 4, 5 T is going to add 2,500 for wrestle time. I mean, the elite. So, Joey, it's your turn. But before we ask you a question, I'll let you guys decide. Do you want to buy any vowels? Would you like to solve or would you like to go straight to the question?
I mean,
got a
it's
good
$2,500. I'd say vowel probably.
Yeah, buy an I.
If it was
Steven,
Brian with an I, I would have been a genius.
Do you want to buy an E since we got a big chunk of change there?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll buy an E.
Okay, buying the E. There are 4 E's in this puzzle. That's going to subtract 400 from your total so far. Now, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like to solve? Or Joey, do you want to answer a question?
That's a good question.
Yeah, question.
I'll look you. Just focus on the puzzle. I'm going to answer the question.
All right.
That was a good one, JL. Okay, Joey, your question. We are going to stick with an ADP question for this round.
Okay.
My question for you is who was drafted earlier last season?
Okay.
Who was drafted earlier last season? Was it Chase Claypool or was it Jamar Chase?
Oh,
Man, that's a really tough question. I'm gonna say Chase Claypool.
And you would be correct. Chase Claypool was the 26th
Easy.
wide receiver off the board. Jamar Chase, the 36th wide receiver off the board.
Okay.
I was hoping maybe that incredible season would cloud your memory of where he was being drafted last year, but it did not. So, Steven, it is up to you now to pick the letter. Which letter would you like on the board for your team?
I'm going to go with the easy one and say H.
H. There are 3 H's, going to add another 1,500. And guys, just a reminder, this will be your final round. So this is your last opportunity to buy a vowel if you would like to do so, or you can solve, or we can move into your last question. And this question is going to be for Steven.
You probably buy a vowel since we've got it here.
Yeah.
Are you thinking A?
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy an A.
Wait. Yep.
A?
Yeah. There'll at least be one.
There are 3 A's all in a line. That is going to subtract 300 from your total. What would you guys like to do now?
And reminder, contestants out of the chat. Forgot to mention at the beginning of this one.
I have no idea what this is. Do you have any idea, Joey?
I don't. So let's take a question. I'm working through it.
Okay. Let's
Okay,
go.
Steven, you ready for your question?
Yep.
Okay, we are going to leave ADP for the time being. And my question for you is, who scored more PPR fantasy points during the regular season last year? Who scored more PPR fantasy points? Was it A.J. Brown or was it DJ Moore?
Oh, God. I want to say it was A.J. Brown.
Final answer?
Final answer.
I'm sorry, it was DJ Moore with 237.5 PPR points to AJ Brown's 180.9. Wow. AJ Brown also did only play in 13 games, so that might have their points per game were almost identical. 13.9 for AJ Brown, 14 for DJ Moore. DJ Moore just played in all those extra games compared to him. So I am sorry, you guys have all that money sitting there, but we're going to go on to the other team now. I believe it is JL's turn to answer a question, if I'm not mistaken. JL, would you like a question? Would you like to solve, or would you like a question?
I'll take a question.
Okay. My question for you is, who scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Damian Harris or was it Elijah Mitchell?
Mitchell.
I'm sorry. It was Damian Harris. Yep. Damian Harris. Similar type question that I just asked Steven. It was the extra games played for Damian Harris that gave him that edge right there. So we are back to the other side. Joey, it is your turn. Would you like a question or would you like to buy a vowel?
Can I talk to my partner?
Yeah.
No.
Of course.
Nope. No talking.
We're not allowed to
Go
talk?
ahead. Have a conversation.
Are you close on any of this, or we need to take questions?
I think since we have 3,300, we'd be inclined
What do you think
to
it
get
is,
a
Steven?
vowel.
You want to take a vowel? Do you want to buy an O? Or are we thinking the I?
Go with an I.
Well, at that last word, if there's an AT, that probably means there's an I somewhere. So I think an I, there's at least one.
All right.
The people love the eyes.
Yeah.
It's by an I.
So you guys would like to purchase an I? Final
Yes.
decision? Okay. There are 4 I's in this puzzle. It's going to subtract 400 from your total. What would you like to do now? Solve or take a question or buy another vowel? And it is Joey's turn to answer the question, I believe, right? So Joey, would you like a question? No, you got to decide now.
I want a
question. Do you know it?
Joey. If you know it, you can solve right now. Otherwise, I'm going into the question.
Question.
I have to take a question because we can't solve it right
question for Joey. Joey, my question for you is, who had more PPR fantasy points last season? Who had more PPR fantasy points? Was it Alexander Madison or was it Darrell Williams?
Darrell Williams.
Darrell Williams is absolutely correct. Joey, which letter would you like, Steven?
N.
An N. There are 3 N's in this puzzle.
What is
add
that
another
second?
I know it.
Solve.
Okay, would you like to solve?
The hype train is leaving the station.
That is correct. Yes! The hype train is leaving the station. You solved that one, Steven, and you guys racked up $4,400 in the process that you were going to add to your
Hey, Jay, I don't want to alarm you, but the game has started, just to let you know.
Exactly. How many questions did you get right that round?
All of them.
Simon, Were we supposed to get an extra 1,000 for solving, or was that
Nope.
included in the
No,
40?
nice
Nope,
try.
the 1,000
Nice
is
try,
just,
Joe.
the 1,000 is the
It's
minimum.
the minimum.
Quit being so
But if-
greedy, Joey. You got enough points.
I've watched this show before, but I don't know how the scoring works.
It's just this is the first show that they're paying out in actual money, so I'm just very excited.
I want cold
Yeah,
cash.
of course. Yeah, just keep
But
an
I'm not
eye on
gonna
the
get any.
mailbox. Hopefully it
All
doesn't
right,
get
let's-
lost in the mail.
Let's go.
Guys, we're going to load up our next puzzle. This is a musician NFL
geez.
player mashup. It's supposed to say mashup, but up didn't fit. So this is what we got. Musician
Mash.
NFL player mash.
I
Just
don't know
mashed
any of
together
your
into one.
young today's music.
Hey,
It's a Stevie
dude,
Nicks.
last week we had a Lucy in the Sky More with Diamonds. It was Beatles. It wasn't just this like
That's
random
the oldest
like
band that's
Billie
ever
Eilish.
existed, Jay.
That's older than you are, Jay.
That is true. That's hard.
So get out of here with your ageist comments about our music.
Yeah.
But it also
Call
is
that
your
music.
Turn, it also is your turn to answer a question, I believe, Jay. Unless you would like to solve right away.
I would like a question.
Okay, my question for you is: who had more rushing yards last season? Who had more rushing yards? Was it Alvin Kamara or was it Jalen Hurts?
You had to make a difficult one, didn't you? I'll go with Kamara.
Kamara is absolutely right with 898 to Jalen Hurts 784. JL, which letter would you like for your team?
Let's go with an S.
An S, as in stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please let there not be an S.
I was going to say, you should have said that and then the bonk. That would have been worth it all.
There's one S in this puzzle.
Right where I
So,
expected.
guys,
Jay,
would you like
Dale,
to?
you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you solving?
No.
Oh,
Oh.
I think Joey actually does.
I
have
do
it.
absolutely have it.
How did you have this?
I got it, I think. Hold
Then
on.
would you like to solve, or would you like a question for JL?
Yeah, I got it. What do you
Say it.
think,
Okay, then
JL?
solve.
Go ahead and solve that.
Hold on. Let me.
He's counting the numbers on the screen.
Jay,
No, I don't. Okay, I
you
don't.
have to
I don't have it.
close-
I don't have it.
You have to close your non-dominant eye in order to count properly. That was your problem there.
He's about
Hold
to
on.
pull a Carlton.
Hold on.
Steal the ball out of my hands.
Fourth
go for
letter,
the
third row.
Let me do the Simon real quick.
And then you got to put the pen in your mouth. JL, are you ready for your question, or would you like to buy a vowel?
Yeah. Question.
Okay, my question for you is: who had more rushing touchdowns last year? Who had more rushing touchdowns? Was it Ryan Tannehill or was it Chuba Hubbard?
My God. I'll go with Tannehill.
Oh,
Tannehill is correct with 7 to Chuba Hubbard's 5. Jay, which letter would you like?
K.
There are 3 Ks
Good job,
in
buddy.
this puzzle. Going to add 1,500, and I'm assuming you would like to solve.
Kendrick Lamar Jackson.
It is Kendrick
It is.
Lamar Jackson in honor of the new album dropping today. Had to
Oh,
throw
you
a
said
puzzle in there.
musician. Oh, I thought you
Musician.
should have said genius.
Genius.
Isn't
Oh,
that-
sorry. That's my
Who describes
I first
Kendrick
thought it
Lamar
was
is a
Michael. I
musician.
thought it was Michael Lamar Jackson.
I didn't want to be
Exactly.
too specific. If I would have put genius, you guys probably would have gotten it right away.
Yeah,
but
we would've
musician,
known.
it's such a broad
Could have
category
been a few
that
people.
yeah, it could have been Joey or K-Dot or
That's it. Those are the two options.
I think those are the only 2 geniuses,
Yeah.
and Joey didn't fit. So I do want to shout out Dame 3 minutes ago
Dame.
getting this one with Kendrick Lamar Jackson. Nice job, Dame.
Well
It's
done.
him with the Dame. Everyone in the chat just shouting for Dame. Juliet saying it's Dame time.
Game time.
Freaking stoppable.
We need a
Guys,
soundboard.
We do need a soundboard.
Yeah, how do you guys not have a soundboard already?
We're poor.
We're gonna add that money to your bank, and guys, that was an important round for you guys. If you let them
Yeah.
get a couple more thousand, this could have gotten out of hand, but now you're well within striking distance of a single puzzle, and we are going to move on to our next one. Mr. Scamper is also letting us know that Dame got this with no letters. No letters on the board. Dame
I would
pulled
like to
this
point
one.
out that when I said K, JL said ooh, and there was 3.
I didn't
Ks on
say
the
ooh.
board.
I did not say ooh.
I think Joey
Say,
said yeah.
ooh.
Oh yeah, that was Joey.
Okay.
I am now offended that you confused me for Joey.
Okay, so jail.
There's a
fair.
schism on
He-
Team JL.
He's so lucky. No.
The
Good
elite.
job.
Add the extra
Good job.
J in there.
Good job.
The
on that one,
elite.
Jay.
Who was the last person to answer a question on your team? I cannot remember.
Me.
It was Joey.
Joey, so it is
Wrestle
now
time.
Steven's turn to answer a question on this next one. Unless you can
France.
solve right off the bat. This puzzle is what are you doing? It's just something that you could be doing, and that's what's going on here. It's probably fantasy related, maybe, or football related. We'll see. Only one person knows. Only one person knows, and that person isn't giving away very much information here.
No.
Steven, would you like to solve, or would you like a question?
Let's see a question.
Okay, my question for you, Steven, is who had more receiving yards last season? Who had more receiving yards? Was it Dallas Goedert or was it Devonta Smith?
Goddard missed a few games, so I'm going to go Devonta Smith.
You absolutely nailed that. It was Devonta Smith. Nice job, Steven. Joey, what letter would you like?
R.
An R. Let's see if there's any R's in this puzzle. There are 2 R's. Going to add $1,000 to your round bank.
Okay.
Now, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to buy a vowel, or you want to go into Joey's question? Or solve?
You gonna buy an A?
Yeah, let's do an A.
Let's buy an A.
Okay, an A. There are 3 A's in this puzzle. Going to subtract 300. Would you guys like to buy another vowel or move into the next question?
I mean, we could probably buy the whole board of vowels to assist, but I think probably a question.
You only got if you drop below 500, I will not allow you to buy any more vowels in case there's an instance of more than 5 vowels being up there.
Do you want to buy another vowel since we have some money?
Now answer a question. We don't.
I'm going to answer. I want to try and answer a question.
Yeah.
Okay, Joey, my question for you is who had more receiving yards last season? Who had more receiving yards? Was it Rob Gronkowski or was it A.J. Brown?
A.J. Brown?
It was A.J. Brown. You're absolutely
correct.
That
was tricky because it was just like
that one was tricky. I apologize.
You sounded very confident.
Do you know what the yards were for each of them?
Yeah, closer than I intended it to be. A.J. Brown,
Really?
869. Rob Gronkowski, 802. So they were separated by less than 100.
That's messed up, Simon.
Yeah, I usually try to keep them
That's
at least
fine.
100 yards apart.
As long as it's not like 5 or 10.
Yeah,
or
it wasn't a question for them, so they don't care.
Steven, what letter would you like for your teammate?
If there's a what are you doing, that means there's an N. Give me an N.
Joey, you watched that cheating over there. I saw that.
There are 3 N's in this.
Are we not allowed
puzzle.
to talk about the letter? No?
I
Okay.
don't think so. I don't know. Simon already?
No. I mean, we're setting it up where we just want to cut out as much of the this is to keep it flowing, right? One person answer questions, one person guess the letter. Keep the game flowing. So after that letter showed up, who guessed that letter? Steven did. That means it is Steven's turn for a question, unless you guys would like to buy another vowel. And this will be your last opportunity to buy vowels, just so you guys know, on this turn, unless it gets back to you.
Let's probably just start buying.
Yeah.
Yeah. E.
E. There's 1 E in this entire puzzle.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do now?
I know for sure that there's obviously an I in this.
Yeah.
So let's buy an I.
Okay, buying an I. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to subtract 500 from your total. There are still more vowels if you guys would like to buy them, or we can move on to the next question for Steven.
See, I wasn't terrible there either, J.O.
Let's do a question.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Or do you have it?
I got a couple of words.
What's it going to be, guys?
Question.
Okay, Steven, your question is, my question for you is who had more passing yards last season? Who had more passing yards? Was it Matt Ryan or was it Carson Wentz?
Oh, God. Matt Ryan.
Final answer?
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct by almost 500 yards. Matt Ryan was just about at 4,000, and Carson Wentz was a little bit over 3,500 there. So between 400 and 500 yards.
Flashbacks to the Jacksonville game at the end of the
year. Joey, which letter would you like?
T.
A T. There are 3 T's in this puzzle. You guys have 5 seconds. Oops, I accidentally subtracted 100.
That's fine.
I'm going to subtract 500 and then add it all in there and then put another 500 in. You guys should have 1 additional 500. There we go. Would you guys have 5 seconds to solve? Otherwise, we're moving on to the next team.
I
Yeah,
got nothing.
let's just bank it.
Okay. You're going to bank this money. And we are moving on to JL and Jay. Whose turn is it to answer a question up here?
I honestly don't know.
Well, then we're going to go with Jay. Jay, it is your turn to answer a question, okay? And I'm 100% confident in that. Jay, my question for you is in the week 1 matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers, which team is currently favored by the FanDuel Sportsbook?
Go the Bengals.
It is the Bengals. You are absolutely correct. Which letter would you like?
JL.
Oh yeah.
JL.
Let's go with an F.
An F. There are
Okay.
4 Fs in this puzzle. Going to add 2,000. What would you guys like to do now?
You want to buy a vowel?
Yeah, let's well,
I feel like O probably makes sense. Good with that?
I don't see what we can try it. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine.
You want to buy
All right,
no?
We'll buy no.
Okay. There's 1-0.
Okay.
Would you guys
I
like
would
to
like
buy
to
the last?
There you go.
I would
You
like
would
to
like to
solve
solve?
Yeah.
Okay.
drafting at Buffalo Wild Wings with my friends.
That is
Which is
absolutely
exactly
what you are doing.
how I would draft if I had any friends, for sure. Sounds delightful.
Yeah, this was really just wishful thinking. I'm dropping hints,
I
guys.
like-
I would,
yeah.
I would
Asian
really
thing
like
is
to
my
go to
favorite,
Buffalo
so.
Wild Wings with you guys and do a draft if you're available. Is everyone in? This is an invitation.
RSVP, please.
Let's make. We got 5 people here. Daddy FanDuel, that's 6.
You're not counting the chat, Joey.
What the?
I was about to mention
Campers.
the chat.
Do they let cats into the?
We could get
Buffalo
like a
Wild
little high chair and like a little bowl of kibble for Mr. Scampers.
Wings? Oh, I thought you meant for Albert.
Oh.
I love Mr. Scampers got this one in pieces. Got drafting at with my friends, and then
That's-
Albert
that's-
and Mr. Scampers came in with Buffalo Wild Wings in the middle right there.
That's
Nice.
exactly how I got. I could not figure out Buffalo Wild Wings.
His
Everything
little
else.
cat paws
It's
can only
funny.
type so
I
fast.
thought about Buffalo Wild Wings, and then I just I didn't even try to make it fit. I was just like, no, that doesn't fit.
See Mr.
Well, it
Scampers
does.
with his paws putting up the sticker on the draft board, just like getting stuck and can't get it off.
Can't reach, so you got to pick them up on the side.
Oh,
Here
I
you
was
go, Mr.
imagining Mr.
Scampers.
Scampers eating wings, like, and then having to like use a little moist towelette with
Yeah,
their
the-
paws to get.
This is a great show.
Guys, we are going to move on to our next puzzle
All
number
right.
5 of
Come on,
the
movie.
day. And this is a band NFL player mashup. So similar to the musician one, except this is a band. So this is going to be a band and a player's name combined together into one mess of a sentence or title. And
I thought-
JL,
I thought you meant band in the other way. Like this is just going to be like Josh Gordon or Martavis Bryant.
yeah, this is a band player combined with a non-band player.
Yeah.
No, we're
Good
going to
luck.
start with Steven and Joey on this one. And guys, who answered the last question for you guys?
Steven.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Joey, this is your question. Are you
Okay.
ready?
I'm so ready for this question.
My question for you is, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook, which
Mhm.
team is currently favored in their week 1 matchup? The New Orleans Saints or the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh my God, I was doing schedules today. Are they playing each other? Are
They're
you allowed to tell
playing
me?
each other.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Nah, they're not.
I was like, God, who are they playing? Saints and Falcons. The Saints are favored.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Joey, Steven, which letter would you like?
Man, there's a lot of T.
There's about 21 options.
Yeah, I know. Should you go T?
T.
T?
Might be a the to start.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's see. There are 2
No,
T's,
not.
but it looks like it wasn't where you thought, but that's going to add 1,000 to your total so far.
That works. Though.
Would you guys like to buy a vowel or move on to Steven's question? Or solve?
Before you answer that,
Yes.
I know it's probably very illegal, but I feel like it'd be very funny if FanDuel Sportsbook just put up a prop for a game that like is not going to happen. Just does not exist. See how much handle they can get.
Like the Saints versus the Oilers, week 1.
What is this?
What would you guys like to do, Joey and Steven? A vowel,
buy-
solve, or move on to Steven's question?
I kind of want to buy an O, and I don't know why.
Sure.
We'd like to buy an O, please.
Okay.
Why did you say
Well, there are
"oh"
2
like that?
O's
Oh.
in this puzzle. What would you guys like to do now?
I think we're going to take a question, right?
Yeah.
I would like to say though, I visited a FanDuel Sportsbook in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was wonderful.
And Phoebe Pensacola.
No, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, Phoebe Pensacola. That's what I said.
I thought I stuttered or something. You were making fun of me.
No, it's like an old College Humor video or something where this guy just goes to cities and says everything wrong. It was like peak early 2000 internet humor that probably wouldn't hit anymore. Yeah, it's one of my best stories. If you want me to keep going, just let me know. I can reenact the entire video. Yeah. You guys want me to run through the entire script of that video just in the meantime?
Yeah.
Steven, are you ready for your next question?
Yeah, question. Let's go.
Okay, Steven, my question for you is who is currently favored in their week 1 matchup according to the FanDuel Sportsbook? Is it the Cleveland Browns or the Carolina Panthers?
It has to be the Browns.
It does have to be the Browns. The Browns are absolutely favored. -4 to +4.
Are all the week 1 games that terrible?
There's some good ones. The Bucks and Cowboys should be really fun.
Joey, which letter would you like for your team?
We would like to buy an R.
Well, you don't buy it. I'm going to pay you for it. An R? Sorry, Joey, you said R?
Yeah.
Bonk. There are no R's in this puzzle.
God, I guess this is
what
Jay
all of
and
Steven's question answering gone to waste, and I believe it is JL's turn to answer a question.
Who knows?
Who knows? Good enough for me. JL, are you ready for your question?
Yep.
And my question for you is which team ran more total offensive plays during the 2021 regular season?
They all ran like around the same amount of plays.
Not all of them.
I never use this for trivia.
Was it the Buffalo Bills or was it the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I don't know. You're going to be tricking me. I know you are. I'll go Bills.
It was the Bills. I'm not tricking you.
You're reverse tricking me.
1,143 to the Jaguars, 1,028. And JL, gotta have some trust in me, man. With that question, I was purposely going to put a big gap. I can't ask those very often, but I can still do them.
Big gap of 100.
That's a pretty big gap for number of plays. That's a pretty decent sized gap right there. Jay,
what's the gap between the team with the most plays and the team with the least plays?
The team with the most plays has 1,185. The team with the least plays has 954.
So about that. 200.
Hey, I ask touchdown questions, and sometimes those are only separated by 1 or 2. So put that in your buttons.
That is the same argument.
Yep, 100% the same. Jay, which letter would you like?
S.
S as in stupid?
Yes.
There's an S.
And there's one S.
Every time.
There is one S that's going to add 500 to your total.
Plural.
Yeah. What would you guys like to do now? Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like another question?
What do you think, Joe?
We got to do something here, Jay. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not looking good for us. We got to really make some moves here.
I don't like your tone.
I don't like my tone either, but it's just the truth.
So let's do it. You want to buy a vowel?
Sure.
All right, you pick this time.
I'll go with an E.
An E?
It's better be toes.
There is one E in this puzzle. It's going to subtract 100 from your total, and you cannot buy any more vowels. So unless you can solve, I'm going to move on to the next question for Jay here.
Now, I'm pretty sure that second word's tree. Go ahead.
With only one E? Jay, are you ready for your question?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Which player threw more passing touchdowns last season? Which player threw more passing touchdowns? Was it Derek Carr or was it Kirk Cousins?
Give me Kirky.
And Kirky is absolutely right by 10 touchdowns, 33-23. JL, which letter would you like?
Let's go with a. I don't know. Let's go with an H.
H?
Yeah.
There is one H in this puzzle. Going to put 500 there. What would you guys like to do now? This will be your last opportunity to buy a vowel, or we're going to move into our final question, or you can solve.
You want to buy another vowel?
Yeah.
Let's buy it. What do you say? An A?
You go next. You pick the next one.
Buy an A.
An A. There are 3 A's in this puzzle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Subtract 300 from your total. What's next for you guys? Would you like another question, or would you like to solve, or would you like to buy a vowel?
I don't have it yet, Jay. Do you want
I
to?
don't either.
I guess we'll take another question.
Okay, and Jay just answered that one. So JL, this is your question. My question for you is, who had more receiving yards during the 2021 regular season? Who had more receiving yards? Was it Jalen Waddle or was it Tyler Lockett?
Lockett.
Lockett is absolutely correct. No hesitation from JL.
Because
Jay,
I've
which
been
letter would you
screwed
like?
over so many times by, I'm pretty sure that exact question.
Yeah. I'm gonna go safe and bank the money. So with an M.
An M?
M as in M.
M as in Mancy. There are 2 M's in this puzzle that's going to add 1,000 to your bank, and you guys have 5 seconds to solve before we move on to the other team.
Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry. You
That
have
wasn't 5
run
seconds.
Out of time. I did the
Steven,
countdown on my hand.
Do you have it?
I know 3 of the words.
Oh my God, I know it.
Okay.
I do. I have it.
Go.
All-time Logan Thomas.
It is all-time Logan Thomas.
What's the
nice
band
job.
Band?
All-time Low
All-Time
is
Low.
the band.
Oh,
Baltimore,
Low.
baby.
No
then
clue. It'd be
all-time
nice if I
Logan
knew who the band
Thomas.
was to be able to play the game.
All Time
It's
Low
not-
is like
That's a pretty
super well
mainstream.
known.
That's
I've
a pretty
never heard of them.
mainstream band. That's not me.
I did
like
the low.
Cuts.
Okay, all time.
They had like the one hit, and then I mean,
Ah.
if you're into that
Weightless,
music,
The
Dear
one
Maria.
oh,
They have
well,
banger
of
after
course you know
banger.
Dear Maria.
I was about to say.
It's true. It's about a stripper.
I remember filing their CD at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
Literally never heard of them.
They're right from here.
Guys, that is going to add $1,000 to your bank, though.
Hold
Since you
on.
only had 800.
Did we?
What?
We banked money.
Yeah, you did bank money. I didn't add it. Let me go ahead and add that for you.
Classic.
How does this work?
Making the rich
1,000, 2,000.
How many do we have?
Somebody
You
rewind
had,
in the
you
chat.
had
I think it was-
2,600, I believe.
I thought it was 3,600. Honestly,
3,600.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it was 36.
Somebody rewind in the chat.
I bet you I can.
Okay, I am going to add 3,600 for the time being. We've added 1,000, and that's where we're going to set. Unless someone corrects me,
I'll
'Cause-
try and double check.
I'm trusting that you guys are not cheaters. Whenever you
I-
How'd
say
they
that.
get so close to us?
I don't think cheating is really going to help us out. I think we're past that.
3,600 seems high with the
Maybe
amount
I'm
of
wrong.
numbers. With the amount of numbers that was in that puzzle,
Wow.
There
right?
weren't that many.
1,600, and then it's 0. I went too far.
1,600, and then that last one you got 2 more letters, which would make
Okay.
it.
Yeah, 1,600 is what I see.
Oh, Mr. Scammer says I see 1,600. Okay, so I gave you 2,000.
Oh, I was way off.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys are at 5,500 and
I tried to,
9,500.
yeah.
Jay
No, I-
tried so hard to
I
pull a
didn't
sneaky
try.
one on you guys.
I said
This
go
was-
look back.
If this
Stop
was
the
a
count.
tag team, if this was a tag team wrestling match, Jay just tried to hit us with a illegal steel chair.
Oh my God! Stop talking about wrestling.
True story.
Wrestle time.
Guys, we have time for at least one more
We're
puzzle.
going 2 more.
Joey and Steven solved
Yeah.
that one properly.
We did.
So JL and Jay, we are starting with you. And I forgot who answered
I
the
think
last
it's
question.
on. I think it's on me.
Okay, Jay, are you ready for your first question?
I
You
guess.
picked M.
According to the FanDuel Sportsbook, which of these teams
I've
is
heard of
favored in their matchup against each other in week 1? Is it the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Washington Commanders?
Are you serious right now?
It's the same line as some of these other games I asked.
Can you tell me who's home?
No. I didn't do that for the other people.
They didn't ask.
Straight up like, nope.
Give me Jacksonville.
I'm sorry. It is the Washington Commanders at -4, Jacksonville Jaguars at +4. So even if I had told you who was
Oh,
home, it was
man.
still -4 +4. Usually the home team
Yeah,
gets
Jay.
3. So unfortunately, you're wrong. We're going to move on to Joey and Steven here. Steven, I believe it's your turn to answer a question.
Yes.
Good enough for me. My question for you, we're going to stay with the FanDuel Sportsbook. My question for you is, which team is favored in their week 1 matchup against each other? Is it the Kansas City Chiefs or the Arizona Cardinals?
Chiefs.
Chiefs are correct at -3 on the road. They're -3 on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Joey, which letter would you like?
Give him
Let's
that,
see.
and I get Jacksonville and Washington.
The line was bigger for your game. It was a
Doesn't
bigger
matter.
spread.
All the free
Joey,
agent money in the world cannot buy the Jaguars a line.
Joey, which letter would you like for your team?
I would like a T, please.
A T. There are 2 T's in this puzzle. Going to add 1,000 to your round bank. Now, what you guys like to do? Do you want to buy a vowel, or would you like another question?
There's at least one vowel I know of that's in this.
I want to buy it because of the way the question is. I want to buy an A.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I want to buy an A. We would like to buy an A because we're a united team.
There are 3 A's in this puzzle for such a united team. What would you guys like to do next?
It must be nice to have the support of your teammate.
I sense Jay's support for you. Appreciate him, Jay.
I'll take a question.
Love me.
A question.
You got it, Steven? I don't think you do.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay, my question for you is who scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Who scored more PPR fantasy points? Was it Rashad Penny or was it Devontae Booker?
Oh, Rashad Penny.
I'm sorry. It was Devontae Booker with the
Really?
whole season, 16 games. Devontae Booker outscored him. We are going to go back to the other team now.
Okay.
JL and Jay, are you ready for
2021?
your question? 2021. Oh, shit. I was looking at 1987. Just kidding.
Common mistake.
Kiwi football.
Yeah, it was actually their grandfathers with the same exact names that were playing in the league at that
He
time.
he wasn't very good then either.
Jay, you got the last question wrong and then complained about it. So that means it's JL's turn. So JL, are you ready for your question?
Yep, ready to complain.
Okay, my question for you is who is favored in their week 1 matchup? Is it according to the FanDuel Sportsbook, is it the Denver Broncos or the Seattle Seahawks?
Denver Broncos or Seattle Seahawks. I'll go with the Broncos.
The Broncos are absolutely correct. Steven's pissed about that one. Thought it was too easy. But
That's
I'm
a
keeping all the
blowout.
lines in a similar range. Joe, you got that one right. Jay, which letter would you like for your team?
Let's go with S.
An S. Bonk. There's no S in this puzzle. Man.
You'll have my respect when you earn it, Jay.
Do you want to buy an E, Steven?
Yeah, let's buy an E.
Let's see, E for
Start it
elite,
off fresh.
Does it like to buy an E?
E for elite.
E for wrestle time.
E for eunuch.
There are 3 E's in this puzzle, which is going to put you below the amount required to buy any more vowels. So it is time to answer a question.
Fine.
Yes.
Whose turn is it to answer a question?
Steven.
Steven's
wait.
turn.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, because the Devontae Booker one, that was a really tricky one.
Yeah.
And
That was
we are
very
on to
tricky, which
Steven.
I'm going to be checking after the show.
Yeah.
You can check. You can check. It's 100% right.
What are you
Steven.
gonna
Simon,
do?
like,
What are you
trusting
gonna
you.
do if Simon was wrong here, Joey? You gonna beat him up?
Probably just cry in the corner like I do about everything else and not say anything.
Not say anything.
So leave the FYF chat.
Suppress it,
Steven,
like
my
all my
question
emotions.
for you is in the real NFL draft, not a fantasy draft. Who was drafted earlier? So who has the higher draft capital? Is it AJ Dillon or is it T Higgins?
Oh, they were both second round. But I know AJ Dillon was a little bit later. I'm going T Higgins.
T Higgins is correct, and you nailed it. T Higgins was actually the first pick of that second round. Joey, which letter would you like?
An R. Oh, Steven's
R.
there. Oh, I'm still taking it.
There's one R in this puzzle. Going to add another 500. Would you guys like to buy any more vowels, or would you like to move on to the next question that Joey will be answering?
I think there's an I in this.
Yeah, let's buy an I.
I?
Knowing that the E's in the other one. So
Then-
yeah, I.
Idiot?
No.
Oh my God, the anticipation's killing me.
There are 2 I's in this puzzle. Oh, I accidentally added 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an additional 2. So you guys are back down at 700 for this round. Would you guys like to solve? Would you like another vowel, or would you like a question? I'm going to need your answer.
Steven, do you have the answer? I don't.
I,
so we're
I
gonna have
don't.
to
I know.
question.
I know 3 words.
I don't even know 3.
Then
I know
we
more
are
than
going.
3.
We are going to move on to a
Yep, question.
You know it.
Joey, my question for you is: who had more receiving touchdowns last season? Who had more receiving
That's when
touchdowns?
you catch the ball in the end
Was
zone.
it Dawson Knox or was it Deebo Samuel?
Receiving
Ooh.
touchdowns, right?
Receiving touchdowns.
I remember Dawson Knox just catching like an obnoxious number of touchdowns.
I like what you did there. Obnoxious.
I'm gonna go
It's pretty good.
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox is correct. 9 receiving touchdowns to Deebo Samuel, 6. You pulled that one out. Steven, which letter would you like for your team?
H.
There are 2 H's in this puzzle. That's going to add 1,000. What would you guys like to do here? Solve by a vowel or go to the next question to Steven?
By an O.
By an O?
Yeah.
There's 1 O in this puzzle, and that is the last vowel. That is all we've got.
Really?
So, guys, would you like another question or would you like to solve?
Do you know it?
I don't. I have 3 words.
Then we are going to have to go on to our next question.
Next question.
Steven, my question. This is for Steven.
Okay.
Steven, my question for you is who had more passing yards last season? Who had more passing yards? Was it Derek Carr or was it Ryan Tannehill?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is absolutely correct. Joey, which letter would you like?
Oh, no, God, I have to pick the... Okay, I'll take the M.
An M?
So we can bank.
Yeah, this is your last round.
Okay.
So it's going to add 1,000, and you guys are going to bank that money regardless. But can you solve the puzzle as well? You've got 5 seconds. That is the end of your 5 seconds. We're going to move on to the other team, and it sounds like JL knows the answer to this one. You want to go ahead and solve?
I would like to solve, Alex.
So, JL, where are you?
At home with Baker Mayfield.
That is where you are. You are at home with Baker Mayfield. JL, nice
I like
job.
That was a good one. I had no clue what the last 2 words were.
Mr. Scampers got this one about 3 minutes ago. Nice job. Absolutely celebrating them. And Kraken, you know what? They're over in the Twitch chat, so they did not see Mr. Scamper's answer on YouTube, and they got that one as well. It's wrestle time, baby. The elite team wins. Joey and Steven, you broke your losing streak with a dominant victory here today. 12,200 to 5,500. Nice job. And thank you so much for taking the time to come on with us. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it as always, guys. Always a fun time. I just needed my bud Joey to get me through the dark times of ending up in 2nd and 3rd place.
That's all you needed. And Jay and JL, you guys did your best. That was really, really well done on your end.
I was going to say that we should actually wrestle in Canton when we all see each other.
Okay, I'm down.
But then I immediately remembered the one time I watched Simon wrestle a pledge in college. We never need to do that again.
You want to know something really funny? You want to know a funny wrinkle to that story? That pledge you watched me wrestle is my current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. We were not dating at the time. They were dating at the time. So she also watched me wrestle that pledge.
She saw that's why you guys you're like, oh wow.
Yeah, it was for her honor.
No, they were dating. I was just a nobody at the time.
Wrestled for her hand in marriage.
Like 2 elks in the wild fighting over a doe.
Exactly. What are elk doing on the beach? Guys, that is going to be it for us today. Before we go, though, a couple of reminders. Number 1, if you are not already following our guest Steven on Twitter, go and do that right now at Steven_Roto. If this show wasn't enough to convince you, maybe his meat sticks will be, so go check them out. But this show should have been enough by itself. After you do that, make sure you are following FanDuel across all of their social platforms. We're talking YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. They're at FanDuel on every single one of these platforms, and they have a whole team of content creators almost as handsome and smart as we are that will help you guys win your leagues and win some cash. And then if you're not sick of us, if you enjoyed what we did here today, you like playing games based on fantasy football, we are live every single day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time over on our channel, Front Yard Fantasy, playing games just like this. So make sure you guys head over there, subscribe, and come play some games with us. Take your end of the day work break while you're scrolling some spreadsheets. That is going to be it for us today, though, guys. Another big thanks to Steven. Thank you to everybody in the chat who played along with us today. We will see you guys on Monday. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye. Trading makes sense. Fun.
Yep, I was going to get it.